Okay, I just had to get this bit on video. I've made, if you saw some of my other videos, you would have seen that I made a spongy activated carbon. Now this is again my spongy mix. It is very spongy, but this is seaweed carbon. Now again, the properties of this are possibly, from testing that I've done so far, as good as the activated carbon. Now it's a really nice material. The carbon itself is so nice to the touch. It's as good as the activated carbon, really. Now I've got various forms of this seaweed carbon now. This cell here, the motor is whizzing round on that one. This one, it's dying. It's almost at a standstill. Now the difference between that cell and that cell is both magnesium again, but can you see that one? You can now. That cell there, which is running that motor, I made about 4 hours before this one. Now you can see the difference on the two motors. They are slightly different motors, but they're both from DVD drives. As I say, that one was running for about 4 hours before I made this one. The only difference between the two, they've both got carbon fibre weave, magnesium, and that spongy activated carbon, that spongy seaweed carbon. Now the only difference between the two, they've got the same electrolyte, but it's the way I applied the electrolyte to the cell. That one, I thought the way I'd applied the electrolyte was going to be better than that one. Completely wrong. That is still whizzing, and it's been going now for about 6 hours. It's quite late, it's about 11 PM, so what I'm going to do is just leave that. Haven't bothered looking at the voltage or anything like that, not interested in that. Just performance is what I'm interested in. So yeah, that one, no good. That one, brilliant. Just thought I'd add that bit. Now again, my original electrolyte, that I sort of formulated, I've shown this before. That's the stuff there. It's like a active little volcano, but yeah, my electrolyte that I couldn't use with magnesium, now I can, because I've got an addition to it. As I say, the same electrolyte, both cells. That one has now stopped, but that one still going strong. And as I say, it's just the way that I applied the electrolyte. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is build that one again with a 5mm piece of magnesium, and we'll see how that goes. That one's about, I don't know, 2 inches by inch and a half, something like that. But yeah, I will try it with a 5mm cell. Just thought I'd do that one. Very interesting. Over and out. I know I always say this, but that's it for the night, and I'm off, and you know, I'll see how this goes in the morning. I'm washed up. I've just washed my hands, and I am sort of ready for the off. But I don't know. I might just stay a while. This is all about the formulation of that spongy seaweed carbon. It's not about a regenerative cell, although within that electrolyte it should allow some regeneration. I'm not certain whether that will be the case. I don't know. As I say, this is all about that spongy carbon, which I've formulated, and it's beautiful material. It's so smooth. I'm just furiously working on some binders now. I've got a new area, if you like, which involves polyvinyl pyrrolidine. I've mentioned this before in a video, and a particular solvent and a particular carrier. So that's hopefully going to be good for the capacitor work that I need to do and get on with. I've got my seaweed carbon there in suspension. It's a lovely fine mix, but unfortunately that is still poorly. My sonicator. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's a brand new unit, why is it in bits? Well, I'll tell you. The company that I bought it from said, would you be willing to take the circuit board out and check the fuse and check for burning on the board and stuff like that? So I did. My better judgment said don't do it, but I did, and lo and behold, the fuse has blown. But why is the fuse blown? There's no burning on the board at all. You know, so there's no burnt out tracks or anything like that. But obviously there's a fault somewhere that made that fuse blow. Now they've offered me a replacement board to come from China, and I said, well, how long is that going to take? And they said sort of 3 weeks. So obviously I've said, no, that's not satisfactory enough, you know. You've got to do something better than that for me. So that's where we are with that. Now the reason I'm mentioning all of that is because that seaweed carbon mix that's in suspension, I'd like to take it a step further and sonicate it and see what the results are then with the carbon itself. So all that's yet to come. It's an ongoing saga with this sonicator. That's the second one now, and I'm fed up. There's a lot of stuff I need to get in that sonicator, and I can't do it. Yeah, I mean, it's inroads towards graphene as well and stuff like that, graphene oxide and this, that and the other, and I wanted to see basically where or if graphene could play a part in these cells that I make. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, it's immaterial, but it's something I've got to try. So yeah, the ongoing saga with the sonicator. Now, what I'm going to do is leave that disconnected. I think I'm going to stay. That one hasn't wound down, so I can't disconnect that one and try that one. So I'll try this one, see if there's any regeneration at all. So I'm guessing I'll be back in about 1.5 beers. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that for now. Oh, just one last thing, of course, I think I've already mentioned this, but Robert Murray Smith very kindly offered me some advice on my videos and the way I present my videos. Now, you know, I'm quite grateful for that, because, well, the reasoning was, he said, I'm not getting as many views as I should be getting, because some of the stuff I'm doing is like pretty good, you know. I think he used the words cutting edge actually, but I don't quite see it like that. But you know, nevertheless, I'm quite grateful. I've taken on board everything he said, and you know, I mean, to come from RMS himself, brilliant. You know, I was just absolutely gobsmacked, and I was on cloud 9 for about a day, you know. But yeah, the format of my videos will change. I've got to sort of present them in a different way. Now, if you've read the comments, you will know what I've got to do. If you haven't, wait for some future videos and you'll see. So that's that. Over now. I forgot to sort of mention, one of the comments on one of my videos was, I can't remember what the guy was called, but it was about regeneration, and what he was basically trying to say was that all batteries get this bounce back, and the voltage comes back after a heavy load and all the rest of it. But I'm guessing he hasn't seen a lot of my videos, because you know, I am actually building kind of a crystal cell idea, if you like, and they do regenerate. There's no two ways about that. I mean, it's been about, I don't know, 2 minutes since I disconnected that and spoke last. Not a clue if that motor's going to spin. No idea, but we'll try it, eh? Okay, so you can call that what you like. You can call it a bit of bounce back, you can call it regeneration, but after a couple of minutes, that ain't bad. For a homemade battery, of course, you know. So as I say, I didn't actually build these as a regenerative type of cell, although, you know, that electrolyte, there are elements in that electrolyte that should allow it. So I mean, it's, you know, not fast, it's slowing down a bit, I think, but do you know what, it's regenerated, hasn't it? It's well, the cells come back, so, you know, I mean, there couldn't have been a lot there, because it's, unless I've just got a bad connection again. Let's have a look. So I probably should have just left that going. You know, I stopped it, so Now the other thing I haven't got on this cell is any squared pressure at all, so, but there you go. It bounced back, didn't it? As I say, I'll come back in about 1.5 beers and try that again, and that's just just the way I applied the electrolyte to that one and that one. But as I said, that one was running for about 4 hours before I even made that, so that is incredible. Right, well, I said I'll be back at about 1.5 beers, but I thought better of that because I'm driving, so you know how it is. I just leave it out. I didn't even open it, so that's that. But it has been about 20 minutes because I've just looked over this section of these, the videos, and obviously the question was, has this come back, bounced back? Has it regenerated? I don't know. I'll find the lead. Okay. So, first thing we want is a bit of squared pressure. And the second thing we want is a decent connection. And here we go. And there it is. So it's come back, and that's really the second part of what I was looking for. Don't know how long that will spin for, got no idea, don't intend to stay here now to find out. Just going to leave it at that for tonight now, that's it. So there you go. One bounce back regenerated cell, call it what you like, I know what it is, but for that guy that questioned it, watch some of my videos. Now that's, as I say, 20 minutes later, and there it is. So I'm guessing what I should do is try it again in the morning. We'll see. That one, cannot believe it. Just cannot believe it. It's not a massive load, I know that, for the cell, but it's just still going strong. And I guess I could look at the voltage now. I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it now. And it is 0.7845, oh, it's rising, is it? I don't know. Up and down these things, aren't they? Okay, 0.784. Oh, 0.7878. Wow. Whatever. 9. Yeah, that one does not want to, and that's under load, of course, under load voltage. I'd love to disconnect that and see what the voltage actually comes up at, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to leave that running overnight, so I'm definitely going now. I'm definitely going to put that back in my fridge, and hopefully if I can get across, I'll speak to you in the morning. Good night. Well, here we are. I'm in a bit of a rush. It is 7 AM, as in the following morning. That's still going, look. This one. Okay. Let's have a little look. Yep. Well, it's official. That has now been running for about 25 hours. As I said before, not a massive load. I've had to just give it a touch of electrolyte because it's absolutely bone dry and the motor was spinning fairly slowly. I've just checked the voltage and we're just over half a volt. So yeah, I just want this one, which is also absolutely bone dry. This timber is sucking all the moisture out of the cells, so I need to start putting these on a piece of plastic. But this one, I've just checked the magnesium and wiped it, and apart from the black from the carbon, you know, it's all there. It's survived, so that's, you know, what I want. So the electrolyte is no longer attacking the magnesium, as it were. So it's happy days all round, really. So that's the new SPONGY Seaweed Carbon. Happy days.